What's going on, freedom fighters, here on YouTube? Welcome back to another broadcast of Break the Chains Media. Today is Friday, November 5th, 2021, and I am your host, Corey. Remember, the 5th of November, because that's what today is. And are you going to do something to fight for your freedoms, to fight for freedom, to fight for liberty, to fight for justice? Are you going to do something today about that? Because I know I am. Here we are. It's been a while, but I'm back, and I've got a lot of things to talk about, okay? Things I can't really say here on YouTube, because you know how it is. YouTube's going to YouTube. So, I've got a full, extended, uncensored, detailed, investigative video on my alt-tech platforms: BitChute, Minds, Rumble, Gab, Telegram, t.me/breakthechainsmedia. It's a long one. It's fully detailed. We go into all kinds of stuff. But I am going to touch on some of the discussions here in this YouTube video, but there's just some that I won't be able to, and you know how it is. So if you want that content, you got to click on the pinned comment down below with the links there. But I do want to talk about a couple quick things here on YouTube, because I know you guys need information too, just the same. We all do. And YouTube's going to be YouTube, but I'm here for you guys. So we are going to talk about the Biden mandate that just went into, it's not into effect, but we picked the date, January 4th, right? Apparently this date is arbitrary, and you know, it can go from mid-November to January, and businesses were arguing because, oh, we got to get through the holiday season. We can't have these mandates and losing all. The thing is that they're going to lose a lot of employees because of this. So we got to get through the holiday season, so they're going to wait till January 4th. That right there is the key reason why you can understand that it's more than just for the medical purposes, right? If they can move this date here or there, there's ulterior motives involved, okay? It's about control, okay? I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just reporting the news. All I'm doing is just talking about things, and I'm not telling you to do this or that or anything. You do your own research, talk to your own medical doctor, and that's something that I always got to say, right? Always got to say it. But the mandate's been moved, okay? And that goes to and there's a lot of resistance, a lot of Republican resistance, okay? So we'll see what happens there. Okay, we're talking about that. We also, the biggest news that I want to talk about in this video particularly is the fact that there are now edible vaccines, discussion in regards to edible vaccines. So even if you decide to, with your doctor and your medical decisions, to not get a particular shot, you have edible vaccines now that they're researching. So they can grow these, they can spray these on greens, on organics, and genetically modified food. And I'll have the articles here, and we'll look at those as well. And we also are going to be talking about the medical procedures for children 5 to 11, FDA approved. Okay, it's FDA approved, and there's a lot of hearsay and discussion in regards to components that are added to this that weren't in the other ones, but now are in this one. And in the extended video on alt-tech platforms, I do go into detail in how this particular compound is not a factor for heart attack or risks. Okay, it is. A lot of people are saying that it's an anti-heart attack medicine. It is not. All it is a compound to add or subtract the alkalinity of the vaccine itself. So I do go into detail about that, and I just want people to be clear that I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just looking up the research, and I'm trying to do my due diligence and give you guys the truth. It is something that's in there, and you know, everybody needs to do their own research, and for the kids, it's important. And we also talk about the grants that the school system has been received, and why these mandates are still in effect in schools: mask mandates, social distancing, and all these different protocols, because school districts and counties have been getting government kickbacks from agreeing to these procedures, these protocols. So in the full-length video, I go into full detail about that, but we're just going to touch on them here in the YouTube video. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it. You know the deal. But we're going to jump into it right now, folks. So, starting, majority of voters say Vouchers should resign. This is a Harris poll. Okay, all voters are up plus 10. So 52% majority of voters say that that Fauci should resign. Democrats are plus 12, even though they're still in favor of him not resigning. It's still plus 12. It's very interesting. So overall, yeah, people don't like Fauci. Okay, takeaways about the mandate, and we talk about the Senate Republicans in the extended video. Cruz introduces a bill to ban vaccine mandates for children from the Western Journal. Talk about from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. We talk about the religious exemption clauses and what that is defined as. Religious beliefs should include theistic beliefs as well as non-theistic, moral or ethical beliefs to what is right and wrong, which are sincerely held with the strength of traditional religious views. So it's basically saying that you don't have to have a specific denomination. You just have to hold moral or ethical beliefs, which in turn is your religious belief. So that we also talk about the Supreme Court denying religious exemptions to mandatory COVID shots. So there's a disconnect there. So it goes beyond the mandates and what's really going on. There's something more nefarious happening as far as our government and our politics go, but I think we all are aware of that, right? Edible vaccines. This is the article I wanted to show you. Scientists studying potential of leafy greens as homegrown mRNA factories, from the National Post, written September 23rd, 2021. Okay? Scientists are now taking down into nano levels, studying ways to use leafy greens to both manufacture and deliver vaccines. Okay? Juan Pablo Geraldo, an associate professor at University of California, is putting a novel spin on the concept of food remedy, developing means for people to grow their own edible mRNA vaccines. Okay? Instead of being drawn from a vial and injected with a needle, these vaccines will be forked in a salad bowl, making it so fun and friendly. People will be able to transform any garden plot, greenhouse, or windowsill into an mRNA factory, where you can grow leafy greens and potentially produce a vaccine. Okay? My lab is aiming to create this mixture of engineered materials. We call them nanomaterials because they are very tiny, and they can help us deliver the genetic information with instructions to create mRNA vaccines in specific plant cell structures that can do that, called chloroplasts. Okay? Companies such as Medicago, headquartered in Quebec, are using plant-based technologies and research to develop possible vaccines for COVID-19, influenza, and other diseases. What makes this project unique is that it could potentially give anyone the power to make their own edible vaccine without specialized facilities or expensive infrastructure, cold chain shipping and storage, or conventional mRNA vaccines. Okay? So, it is the next step. Okay? Edible vaccines from National Library of Medicine, the NIH, right here. Okay? Talks about it. How, excuse me. The main mechanism of action of edible vaccine is to activate the systemic and mucosal immunity response against foreign disease-causing organism. Edible vaccines can be produced by incorporating transgene into the selected plant cell. At present, edible vaccines are developed for veterinary and human use, but the main challenge faced by edible vaccines is its acceptance by the population, so that it is necessary to make aware the society about its use and benefits. Okay? So, even if you decide to make a medical decision with your doctor, I'm not saying to do anything or otherwise, edible vaccines are a real thing. They are coming down the pipeline. So, I implore you all, start growing your own garden. We can grow our own garden, grow your own food, locally sourced meats and veggies, and all these good things, okay? So that we have our own independence in our own choice of what we eat and how we live our lives, right? Because, the grocery stores and the FDA, what does the FDA stand for? Food and Drug Administration. So, of course, the FDA is going to be in favor of this. We also got the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, what you need to know about COVID grants awarded to schools, okay? And all of this information here, rundown of why the children are still being in masks and mandates and separation, because these cities and these states got grants from the CDC Crisis Response Cooperative Agreement. This is from saveourschools.me. You can download this PDF from their website. It's totally free. I encourage you all to download this, print this, take this to your next school meeting, and ask these questions. Okay, that's all on the bottom here. Okay, ask where the money's going. Ask when do these things expire. What about our constitutional rights? Okay, and it has a full breakdown here, full breakdown of every state and every amount that every state got. Colorado got $34 million. Okay. Florida got $126 million for this, okay? Listen, it's happening, okay? Colorado governor advises children to lie to their parents to get the jab, okay? Wonderful, wonderful, okay? And then we talk about other stuff regarding adverse reactions. This is from NBC News. You know, there's a lot of adverse reactions. And then this is where we're talking about the tromethamine, and this is from the FDA.gov PDF that I got from their file. Okay, we'll scroll down to page 13 where everybody says this is in discussion. Okay, right over here. Vaccine formulation. I'll read it to you right now so that YouTube can understand that I'm giving you factual evidence from the FDA.gov, okay? To provide a vaccine with improved stability profile, the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for use in children 5 to 11 years uses tromethamine trace buffer instead of the phosphate buffered saline and used in previous formulations and excludes the sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Basically what this is doing is allowing for longer shelf life and less refrigeration rather than freezer. Rather than colder temperatures, it's going to be able to be in a refrigerator, okay? Packaged vials for the new formulation are stored frozen at -90 centigrade to 60 degrees centigrade. The frozen vials may be thawed and stored at a refrigerator 2 degrees to 8 degrees for up to 10 weeks. So that is the breakdown of the tromethamine. Tromethamine in the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine has nothing to do with heart attacks, okay? And that is from a MD, Edward Nirenberg. Nirenberg, oh yeah? Great. That's a fun name. But this is a really good article overall. Like, you know, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not telling you to do anything, but there are risks and benefits for everything. And I'm just telling you how it is, and you can find my full opinion in the full, uncensored, unedited, full-length video. Pin comment down below if you want to watch my honest opinion on all of this. I'm just delivering the news here on YouTube so that we can all make a informed decision with your medical doctor. Not me. I am just a guy on YouTube. Okay? But this is tromethamine. It is an alkalinizing agent, okay? Used for alkalinizing. Basically, the balance between acidity and alkalining, okay? And adjustment of the excess acidity of stored blood also has been used in alkalinizing agents in cardiac arrest. However, only limited data to support such use. So it says it right here. It's used for heart attacks, but it's not necessarily that's not its main purpose, right? So that being said, I hope Susan Wojcicki and the gods of YouTube understand that I'm just giving information, trying to do a non-biased news report, trying to get the information out there so people can understand that there is misinformation out there or disinformation, and I want to make sure that you're getting the right information. But at the end of the day, you make a decision with your medical doctor, and you have the power in your hands, and I am not telling you to do anything anyways. Other than that, I'm going to tell you right now that this is, all in all, a globalist war. This is the globalist war. This is the globalist agenda, and there's a long-term plan for all of this, okay? The globalist war is upon us, folks, and we need to be prepared. We need to be ready. So, always keep fighting for freedom.